So, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I'm recording this live. So you'll all get an opportunity to see it later. I'm on two platforms, so I'm trying to look between the two. But I thought it was really important that I come on and firstly want to say congratulations to everybody that completed the last 5-day challenge. So it's really good to see you all. Good afternoon, Farida. So lovely to see you. So before we start our Get Ready to Rise challenge, which is in June, I just wanted to touch base with you because I'm constantly thinking about what happened, how did that work, how was that received, what could I do differently? And in that 2-week space that we haven't seen each other, I can tell you amazing things have started to happen just because I have step forward to new challenges in my life, and I hope that you're stepping forward to new challenges that have probably come up for you since you did the challenge. You may not think the two are connected, but I can 100% tell you that when you do any kind of personal development work on yourself and you have awarenesses about who you are and how you react in different situations, it will change you. It will allow you to have insight, it will allow you to have awareness, and it will allow you to move forward because of that insight and that awareness. So even whatever happened at the end of the 5-day challenge, however you processed it in your mind, you may not be attributing some of the emotions, some of the experiences, some of the opportunities that are coming towards you because you did that little bit of work. It might have felt like a lot of work or a little bit of work, whatever it felt like. It has certainly transformed you in some way. And I wanted to come back to you on that because I know that when you start on this journey of self-awareness and self-realization, it can almost feel like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and then 2 steps backwards and 1 step forward, because it's really frightening and it is really scary, no matter what anybody tells you, because you are challenging parts of yourself that you've never challenged before. You are resurrecting dreams, desires, deepest desires that you buried for a long time. You're resurrecting those, and for them to come up, for them to be presented to you, you are going to be presented with all the challenges, the fears and the phobias which you experienced the first time around. All of those will come back to you heightened and more awareness. And you have a choice this time too. You can step forward and say, you know what, I'm facing every one of those fears, phobias and challenges that I have this time around because I want to get to this point of being more of me, of overcoming those obstacles that have kept me stuck back there. I don't want to be stuck anymore. I want to move forward. I know that's happened for you. You may not have seen them as challenges. You may have seen them as tragedies or disasters. But each of those tragedies or disasters or those negative symbols or whatever it is you're seeing, they're not here to beat you up. They're not here to give you a hard time. They're not here to say, you did the wrong thing by going on that challenge. Look what's happened now. They are just simply here to remind you there is so much more depth to you than you give yourself credit for, if I can say it like that. And I'm sorry if that hurts, but that is the truth. So even for me, being able to now step up and say with power, I am Dr. Anne-Marie Wickham. I help successful women rediscover and revive their abandoned childhood dreams with my 8-step proven process to empower your soul woman to rise. That's not actually the one I wanted to read out, but it's the one that's there. This is the bit that I really want you to hear, okay? Because I have a mission, and it's a really strong, driving mission inside me, and it's really, really vibrant and alive inside me, because inside you, because I know it's vibrant and alive inside me, and there is no mistake or accident or coincidence as to why you are in this group. We are here to grow each other. And I don't know if that's what your expectation of a life coach or a therapist was. Oh my gosh, when I'm working with her, I'm helping her as well. But that's the way it works. We create a circle of trust. We create a circle of codependency, and we give and receive. And that's what allows us to transform and grow. So with that said, I believe every soul conscious woman has the ability to achieve her deepest unspoken desires. What does that resonate within you? Your deepest unspoken desires, no matter what. And they should not have to feel like they've settled for an ordinary, uneventful life when they are worthy and deserving of extraordinary adventures. I am uniquely qualified to do this because, like you, I never, ever give up on my dreams. In fact, even when you do, I don't ever give up on your dream. I never leave anybody behind that does not want to be left behind. That is my mission statement, and I am absolutely 100% true to that. And today I've just created some emails, and you'll be receiving one of those emails on Monday, just really reflecting back on the journey that we've had and how it has allowed me to grow. And that's one of the things that I want to share with you today, because I think it's really important. If you don't recognize what's come up for you, I'm very good at noticing what I notice, and I know what's come up for me. So whilst I was working with you on the 5-day challenge to 5 ways in 5 days to love yourself more, I was actually doing that for myself, but I wasn't doing it inside the group. I was doing it on a separate journey of learning how to lead a sistership circle. Now, you may not know what a sistership circle is yet, but you will do in the very, very near future. And for me, this has been, wow, what can I say to you? Okay, let me say it in 3 statements. One thing you need to know about me is that in the past, I have been afraid of women, almost like a moth to a flame. As much as I wanted to know more about them, I felt every time I got close to a woman, I was burnt. That's how I felt about women in general. And so what I started to notice about myself, and maybe this is going to resonate with you, is that I would only be in a group of women where I felt like I was the one in control. And I don't mean controlling them, I mean in control of myself. So what that meant for me is I always surrounded myself where I was the cleverest one in my group. Does that ring any bells? Not only in my group, but in my work. This is where I look back now and I reflect that every job I ever did was around supporting women to be the best version of themselves. And every time I got to the top of that particular job, I would then leave because I'd be bored. So I know it is an absolute passion of mine to empower women to be their best selves. But I also know that once I have supported them to give themselves permission to become their fabulous, amazing selves, sometimes I get a bit nervous because then they have all this knowledge and understanding and awareness, and then I get that imposter syndrome. Do I have that as well? Well, of course I have, because that's what allows them to become who they are, by me becoming me. But we all have that little voice inside us, which sometimes we listen to. So what I noticed was I was very nervous around powerful women. I was very nervous about women who knew exactly what they wanted, who knew what they wanted for themselves, and they knew what they wanted for themselves in the future. That used to quite unnerve me, and I stayed away from it. I just worked with women where I felt that I'd done a little bit more work than them, so I was in a position of control. Now, the second thing I want you to know about me is that once I realized this was a limiting belief of mine, and it was a trait that wasn't serving me, because I love my friends, I love women, I do, I love being around women. I love the stories that you can share with a woman that you can't share with a man. I love the way that you can laugh with a woman the way that you can't with a man. I love the deep, intimate secrets we can tell each other that bring us so close together, that if you've ever had a best friend, you will know what I'm talking about. That sacred, and it is sacred, that sacred entrustment and communication and togetherness that you have with your best friend that no other woman could surpass, not even your mum, not even your sisters. It's such a special relationship to have a best friend. And whenever I had a best friend, of which I've had many, I would get very jealous if they wanted to share their best friendness with somebody else. I'd be like, no, you're my best friend. I want you to stay with me. I don't want to share you. Come on, has it ever happened to you where you've not wanted to share your best friend? And so again, I realized that I had this real fear, this mistrust and distrust of women, that they were going to leave me. And of course, you know that this all goes back to my mum leaving me when I was 2 years old. And because of my awareness around this, because I understood this, it scared me, it frightened me, it made me emotional, and it made me cry. But the one thing that I did that most people, not just women, not just men, that most people don't do, is I leaned in to the fear. I asked my higher self, What do I need to do to overcome this fear? Because I love the joy and beauty of being friends with a woman, and I don't want to be fearful of that anymore. I want to have best friends. I want to be able to be comfortable in a group of successful women because I'm a successful woman, and I want to be able to share that and not feel intimidated and fearful. So that's when this opportunity came up to learn how to lead Circle, because from working with me one-to-one, I offer the opportunity to work with me in a group of powerful, empowering women. And I wanted to be able to do that journey really, really well. I wanted to serve you properly. And oh my gosh, this is the bit that I don't really want you to know about me, okay? This is the bit where I get really honest. What I learned about me is that that was the most terrifying journey I ever made. I was learning to be a circle facilitator in this group, and week one, I hated it. I hated it, every part of it. I hated being around all these women that were crying, that I didn't think were serving themselves. I didn't think that at the time. Second week, I felt the same. I felt I was top dog in here, and all these people had all these problems. All these women had all these problems, and they weren't getting over it. And I was strong and I was powerful, until again I realized, oh my gosh, Anne-Marie, you're doing it again. You are hiding yourself. You are putting up barriers. You are judging because you don't want to do this journey. So at that moment, when I realized this, I decided to go all in. I put everything. And guess what? I didn't have the guarantee that this was going to work. I didn't have the guarantee that I was going to be able to have really close connections with women at the end of this. I didn't know that I was going to be able to emotionally handle understanding why I felt like this and thinking about my mum. I didn't know if I could handle that. It was very deep and very intense. It's very strong wounds. I didn't know. I didn't have the guarantees that I know you want. I know you want these guarantees to be able to do a journey with me. And I know that because I want these guarantees. And me going into this sisterhood group, I had to let go of all that expectation. I had to let go of the grasping, of the need, of the desire to be safe and to be secure. I feel emotional now talking to you about it because it was so big for me. I've never had that in my life before. And I wanted it. I want the closeness of women that are on the same journey as me, that are empowered to change the world just by changing their corner and their corner and their corner. And that's where my statement, my mission statement comes from. I want to change a thousand million lives just by working with women, so that they can then be empowered enough to go and work with other women, to go and work with other children, to go and work with other husbands, to go and work with other men. This is my mission. It's the reason why I am alive. And in order for me to do this, I had to be brave. I had to step out in faith over fear and be with these women. And I'm going to tell you, on the third session, I was broken. I was absolutely broken. I was in that group, and one of the things that they invite you to do is to share how you're feeling and be honest. And I shared my feelings, and I told them all, I don't want to be here. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. I don't feel supported. And I told them how I felt. And I said, I'm really sorry to every one of you that's here, that's doing this. I just don't feel it's for me. And in that moment of me being honest and open and true to myself and true to the women that were in that group, I released something within me that I never thought I could release. And that was the need to know the end before the beginning. That need to know that it's going to be okay. And I am in this group. I do know it's going to be okay, but I didn't know then that it was going to be okay. And so I'm just reaching out to you to say, I understand why you may have had reservations or hesitations about working with me one-to-one. I totally understand. And the other side of this is because I was beating myself up. I was thinking, these women are not connecting with me. What is it? What am I doing wrong? I was beating myself up. But yet when I was on my one-to-one calls with my amazing clients that do work with me one-to-one, they were having these massive breakthroughs, and the joy, the absolute joy that I could see in their eyes, and the emotion that they were feeling from realizing that they too were free from these beliefs that they'd had about their siblings, about their partners, about their work. Yeah, all of those things came in, each of them. The realizations that they were having, that I was connecting to, that I was seeing, that I was getting emotional about because they were getting emotional. I was thinking, this is what I'm here for. I am doing the right thing. Then why am I not connecting with those other women in that group? That's what I was thinking. And I realized, and this is the bit that might be really difficult for you to hear, and you are going to get an email about this. I realized that we hadn't exchanged anything. We didn't exchange anything. I came to you and I just wanted to pour love into you. I just wanted to give you everything that you needed to give yourself permission to step out of that prison of your own making that keeps you in lack, that keeps you in fear, that keeps you unlovable, that keeps you unworthy, all of those things. I just wanted to set you free. But because we hadn't exchanged anything, there was no trust. You didn't know who I was. I wasn't connected to you. I didn't have a accountability to you. You didn't have accountability to me. Okay. And that's why the difference between me working with you as a group and me working with my one-to-one clients, where they were still making massive breakthroughs and I was with them, and yet I wasn't having that. I was having this feeling of feeling stuck in the group and feeling very emotional, quite honestly, feeling the fear of the 92 energies that were in that group. I was starting to feel their fear, their shame, their guilt, their hesitance, their unworthiness. I was sucked into that instead of lifting you up to come to where I am. Okay. So I am doing another challenge. It is called Get Ready to Rise, because we are so ready to rise. And there is going to be an exchange. There is going to be a financial exchange. And there are going to be people that are not going to be ready to step up to this financial change. It's small money. It's £2.53 a day for 7 days, because you know I always do 2 days extra. It's going to be £17.77 because I love sevens. Sevens are my cardinal number. And there are going to be people that are going to realize, wow, I'm going to have a whole life transformation, and it's going to be more in-depth and it's going to be more intense because I've invested myself, which is my money exchange. Because I've invested myself into it, I'm going to be able to take out more, because what I put in is exactly what I'm going to be able to take out. That's how it works. Okay, so that's coming. It's not till June. You've got plenty of time to save up if it's a saving up thing, and it's going to have a much more profound effect on you. Right. Now, the other thing that I realized, and I only realized this today because it just happened, is on Saturday, okay, something else I don't want you to know about me because it makes me feel vulnerable, but I'm going to share with you anyway. If you didn't already know, you've seen me with glasses. I probably have one of the highest prescriptions you will ever hear of in your entire life. No mean statement. Yeah, it's a true statement. You can go and ask any of your friends after you've listened to this live and go and say, you wear glasses, what's your prescription? So here's my prescription: -18 and -11. Okay, the average person who has myopia has a maximum a -4 prescription. Most people have between a -2 and 3. -18, -11. Now, this prescription has, honestly, it has just affected everything that I've ever done in my life. It has caused me to have many limiting beliefs. And I can just think of one time when my best friend, Angie, we went on a holiday to Thailand, and we went out on a big boat and we were allowed to go diving under the water and see all the tropical fish. And it's been a long held dream of mine. And I can remember we were in the sea and I had a life jacket on and I had the goggles and I had my glasses on, not even my contact lenses. And I was crying my eyes out because I really wanted to do this. And I was so scared. I was so scared of putting my head under the water. And I remember her so well. Sorry, it's emotional because it was a beautiful thing she did for me. She held my hands and she said, "It's okay. It's all right. I'm going to be here with you." And she told me everything that I needed to hear so that I could put my head in the water and see that beautiful sight, those beautiful orange and yellow and electric blue and vibrant purple. Oh my gosh, it was like Nemo. I was in Nemo land. It was so beautiful. And she did that for me. And the way she did it for me is she took away every fear that I had, every concern. I spoke it out and she said, "Well, let me tell you that," because she did it loads of times. And she gave me, she didn't guarantee me. She didn't say to me, "You're going to think, wow, so what? It's not even going to be that great." She just gave me everything that I needed to hear so that I could take the action that I wanted. And so I want to do that for you. I want to do that for you. If you have any questions that you need to know, that's going to allow you to go on this 5-day journey, that's going to allow you to invest £17.77, I want to know about it. I want you to write every single question or query you have in the group. Please. I don't know how to help you more if I don't get that feedback from you. You know, the last journey we did, there were quite a few people on it, and yet I only got back 2 testimonials. The testimonials are not there to make you do more writing, to make you feel challenged, to make you have to admit to something you don't want to admit. The testimonials are there so that I can serve you better, so that I can know what happened for you or what didn't happen for you. That's what testimonials are. They're evidence of your journey so that I can make it better next time around. From the 3 testimonials that I got, I've taken them on board and I've included them in this challenge. So that's as much as I can do. But if there's anything else that I can do to make this challenge more appealing to you without being able to tell you you're going to do this at the end, because I can't tell you that. The only person that can decide what you're going to achieve out of this 5-day challenge is you. It's a partnership. It's you. And you are driving this partnership. It's not me. I have all of this evidence, all of this knowledge, all of this experience, but I can't give you what I don't know you need. Does that make sense? So back to the story of my eyesight. So 2 weeks ago, brave, yeah, are you ready for this? 2 weeks ago, I saw an advert on Facebook to have eye surgery. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. This is my time. I'm going to go and have this eye surgery on my eyes. It's a lot of money. And guess what? There are no reassurances. There are no guarantees that this surgery will work for me. There are no guarantees. And it will cost me in excess of £8,000. And there are no guarantees. Okay. But for me, having lived a lifetime of partial vision, not being able not even being able to go to concerts. I've rarely been to concerts in my life. Why? I love live music. I love being around crowds. Why? Because I can't see. I can't see far enough down there for it to be worth my while. I did it once when I lived in Germany. I went to see Justin Timberlake and he was like a pinprick, like 5 miles away. And I thought, I'm never doing that again. I'm just not going to upset myself. But here I am with this chance, with this opportunity to see the world in Technicolor, in rainbow colors. And it's such a big thing for me because it just is. You can imagine why. And I have to make a choice. Am I going to do this? Am I going to risk the eyesight that I have now for a dream that I don't know is going to happen? Am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to leave you to think about that one. And you'll know soon enough. If you think you know me like I think I know you, right? Bearing in mind everything that I've just shared with you, what am I going to do? As she says, wiping tears away from her eyes. So I'm really glad that I did this live. I needed to do this live. I needed to let you know that I am here for you in every way. It is my mission to give you back your dreams and to achieve your dreams, to really be the person that you already decided you were going to be long before you came here. Okay, you are just now configuring, calibrating and aligning yourself to the amazing, unique, beautiful, powerful soul woman. I want you to rise with me on a journey of pure exhilaration and joy. It will be a roller coaster in the very best sense of the word. And I hope I've given you enough information to be able to make a really empowered decision to say yes to this 5-day challenge. You'll get all the information on the email. Just one more thing I want to share with you that just came to mind. Another thing that really has been of great awareness to me this week. And it's all because I did that last challenge. It's all because I'm doing this new one. All of these things start coming up to remind me, Anne-Marie, do you know what you're doing? Are you sure about this? Yes, I'm very sure. I don't know if you know, but I also work with an autistic lady who's lovely, and she teaches me stuff every day. And we had a rough couple of days, the last couple of days, and it's simply because she has limited language skills and she's not able to verbalize exactly what she wants. So like any person that has limited language, think to your 2-year-olds and your 3-year-olds that has limited language. she can sometimes be aggressive because she can't speak her words. And I have a choice at that point. I can get really offended and annoyed and not speak to her, which I know that's what's happened to her in the past, or I can really understand and meet her where she's at. And so I just left her. And then about 2 hours later, she said to me, I'm really sorry for my behavior. And I said to her, you know what? Thank you for recognizing that I was sad because of your behavior. Thank you. I want to let you know that I'm so grateful that you thought about me enough that you were offering that apology, because I know it's difficult for you to understand feelings, emotions. I know it's difficult. So thank you. And as I spoke, I was so grateful for the fact that I have the power of language. I am able to express and share my emotions. And so I use that ability. I use that skill. She doesn't have that opportunity. You have that opportunity. Are you using your powers of emotions, of verbalizing, of speaking your truth, of speaking your truth even when it's uncomfortable? Are you doing that for yourself? She's doing it, and she has such limited capability, but I was in total awe of her. And yeah, there were tears rolling down my face because I was so proud of her. And she asked me why, and I said, because I'm very proud of you, which didn't mean anything to her, but it certainly meant a lot to me. I just really want you to make use of all the gifts and the qualities and the skills and the just the wonderfulness of you. I just want you to really embrace each and every part of you and give of yourself to everybody else. Don't hold back. And if it means coming on a journey with me, come on a journey with me, you know, and give not just you the gift of sharing everything you have, but giving it to everybody else as well. The world becomes a better place when you give to yourself, when you become everything that you should be and could be. It's a universal gift, because that's how we change the world. One person at a time creates a beautiful ripple effect to each and every person they know, they speak to, they touch, whose lives they touch, and they go on to do the same. And before you know it, we have a beautiful world full of positive and empowering and loving ripples. Wouldn't you just like to be a part of that? So that's me for today. Thank you so much for sharing the time with me, for listening, and just resonate on what I've said. And I really hope that it gives you the confidence to make an empowered decision for yourself. Other than that, I'll see you in the group. I'm going to be posting lots more now because we're revving up to our Get Ready to Rise. If you feel that this could be beneficial to any one of your friends or a parent or even a daughter, that's always a good one. I'm inviting my daughter. She's 16. She could really do with understanding how you get ready to rise, how you empower yourself, how you can step forward and say what you need to say, but with love, even if it's something awkward. I had to have an awkward situation with a lady recently, and I had to tell her, you know what, I don't think this is the right journey for me. I'm going to step back, and I love what you do, but perhaps this is not the right time for us. Very difficult for me to say, but it worked. She came back and she said, I understand you need more time, you need more information. And that's exactly what she gave me. And that's exactly what I'm offering you. So have an awesome day, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Bye for now.